This is our first official live lesson. So what's going to happen is I usually teach like one day, and then the following day we kind of break things down and go over things slowly. So if it seems like I'm going fast, I am going fast, and I'm going fast on purpose. So just watch, take notes if you can, try to keep up, follow along with what I'm doing, and we'll go over everything else tomorrow. Hopefully you'll feel a little bit better tomorrow. All right. Okay. Warm up time. Warm up time. We are supposed to evaluate this expression. Well, by golly, that looks a whole lot like PEMDAS. So I'm going to write out PEMDAS, P-E. You know what? Let me quick. There's a huge lag. So I'm going to quick cancel out of the one thing that I'm in so that the lag goes away. All right, back at it again. P-E-M-D-D-A-S. PEMDAS. What that stand for, you ask? Well, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide left to right. Not always multiply before you divide. Shame on you if that's what you think it is. And add, subtract left to right. So let's take a look at this first problem. I have 3 squared in parentheses minus 8 close parentheses and then plus 4. So I have parentheses first. But inside the parentheses, I have 3 squared, or 3 times itself, minus 8. What shall I do? Well, do the 3 squared. 3 times itself is 3 times 3, which is 9. Minus 8 comes along for the ride. Close the parentheses, plus 4 comes along for the ride. I still have parentheses. Now I shall do everything inside the parentheses. 9 minus 8 is 1. I'm going to keep it in parentheses even though I really don't need it. And then plus 4 comes along for the ride. Let me get out my calculator. 1 plus 4, doop, 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 is 5. Very good, everybody. Very good. That's my answer to 1. That's my circle. Problem 2. I have 1 plus 5 times 3 squared. What do I do first? 3 squared because it's the exponent. 1 plus 5 times... Oh, look, 3 times itself is 9 again. Now I have 1 plus 5 times 9. What do I do first? The plus or the times? The times, of course, because multiply comes before add. So 1 plus 5 times 9 is 45. And 1 plus 45 is 46, baby. Easy. Easy. What is we doing today? Well, according to Buzz Lightyear, it's simple. And we're going to solve one-step equations. One-step equations are also called simple equations, but some of the problems that we're going to do today are not that simple. Now, what's an equation, you ask? Well, an equation... Oh my gosh, the lag on this thing is so bad. An equation is a number sentence with an equals sign. Like this guy down here, like that picture down below. I have my variable, I have my constant, my number, and then it equals something. That's called an equation. My job is to make sure that all of this nonsense, all of this junk is gone, and that x is all alone by itself. I have to get x all alone by itself. In other words, I have to isolate the variable. My job is to get the variable isolated. Isolated means alone. So those of you who lock yourself in your bedroom and stay away from people, you're isolating yourself from society. And you probably should seek therapy. Now take a look at problem 1. Is x all by itself? No. What? So here's x. Is x all by itself? No. What's in the way? Positive 12. Now, in order for me to get rid of a positive 12, I have to do the opposite of positive 12. So I'm going to subtract 12. Whatever I do to the left, I have to do to the right as well. So I'm subtracting 12 from both sides. 12 minus 12 is 0. In other words, it goes away. Goes away. Drop down the x. Drop down the equal sign. 7 minus 12 is negative 5. So that looks sloppy. Let me just kind of write it out again. X equals negative 5. Good job, dudes. Is P all by itself? No, because negative 9 is floating around with it on the left side. How do I get rid of a negative 9 that's floating around? Add 9 to both sides. Cross U out. P is all alone on the left. Equals 12 plus 9, which is 21. Hey, wait a minute. I thought 9 plus 10 was 21. Remember that, kid? What's 9 plus 10? 21. I'm sure he's doing just fine in life right now. I'm sure that video that his awful brother or whoever that was posted of him, I'm sure that didn't traumatize him at all. I'm sure he's doing great. Problem 3. Is G all by itself? G, I don't think so. What's in the way? Minus 16. How do you get rid of a minus or a negative 16? You do the opposite of minus or negative 16, which is positive, or add 16. Add 16. Cross that out. Bring down the G. 8 plus 16 is 24. See how fun it is? Simple indeed. Simple indeed. Is Y all by itself? No. 2.5 is in the way. Now, right now, all of you are like, oh no, Mr. Parrish, I'm scared. I'm scared because those numbers is decimals, and decimals is trifling. Decimals is drawing. Listen, decimals is not drawing. And you need to stop drawing and write. And write down the fact that you have 2.5 in the way. Y is not by itself because a positive 2.5 is in the way. How do I get rid of a positive 2.5? Subtract 2.5. Make sure you do it to both sides. Cross that out. Drop down the Y. Here's my equals. Negative 3.5 minus 2.5. Now I know the answer, but for those of you kids who are like, I don't know what to do and I don't have a calculator. Well, you have a smartphone, and let me show you something. Hey Siri, what's negative 3.5 minus 2.5?
The answer is negative 6.
Siri does everything for you, baby. I bet you didn't know that. All you have to do is ask. Siri is like the Santa Claus of math. She'll tell you everything. She's wonderful. So don't look at these problems and say, oh no, I can't do this. Decimals are too much. Nah, Siri will help you out. And if you don't have an iPhone, get one. Hey, what do you get when you add 5 pies and 6 pies? I'll tell you what you get. Diabetes, right? 5 pies plus 6 pies is 11 pies. That was supposed to say the pi symbol, so that didn't come out nicely. So let me rewrite it out. Up here it said 5 pies and 6 pies. Well, if I have 5 pies and I add 6 pies, I have 11 pies. Not 11, 11 pies. So if I have 5 pi plus 6 pi, what do I get? 11 pi. It's the same thing. It's the same idea. So don't let the symbol freak you out. Don't be like, oh no, pi is 3.14 and I have to multiply 3.14. No, you don't. 5 pi plus 6 pi is 11 pi. So that takes me to these types of problems. Why am I showing you that? Well, look at what we have here. Is x all by itself? No. What's in the way? Negative 8 pi. How do I get rid of a negative 8 pi? Add 8 pi. Don't overthink it. Add 8 pi to everything. That crosses out. Bring down the x. Bring down the equal sign. I have a pi, and I'm going to add 8 pi's. What do I get? Obesity. Just kidding, 9 pi. But if you're eating 9 pies, whew. Easy. Is W all by itself? No. What's in the way? Negative 6 pi. How do I get rid of minus or negative 6 pi? You do the opposite, which is add 6 pi. Add 6 pi. Cross that out. On the left, I have 4 pi plus 6 pi. In other words, I have 4 pi's plus 6 pi's. What do you get when you add 4 pi's plus 6 pi's? You get a fun party that I wish I was invited to, and you get 10 pies. Drop down the W. Now, we haven't had this issue yet. I don't like my variable on the right side. So move it to the left. Instead of 10 pi equals W, say W equals 10 pi. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay? Cool. Dope. Pretty dope stuff, y'all. Pretty dope. Urgh. People don't like fractions, but I'm here to tell you that these problems are exactly like the ones we have been doing. So let me word it differently. Is D all by itself over here on the right side? No. What's in the way? 1/6. How is 1/6 in the way? It's being added to D. What is the opposite of something that's being added to your variable? Subtract. So I'm going to minus 1/6 from both sides. Minus 1/6 from both sides, and that crosses out. So those of you who are bad at fractions, 5/6 minus 1/6 could be, I'll just write it up here, even though I don't have to. I will write it up here, 5/6 minus 1/6. Remember, when you're adding or subtracting fractions, as long as the denominators are the same, what you do is you add or subtract the top. In this case, 5 minus 1 is 4. Keep the bottom the way it is, over 6. That's like saying, I have a pizza, and I have 5 slices out of the 6, and I eat a slice. What do I have now? 4 out of the 6 slices of pizza. Pizza. Now, I know some of you are thinking, no, you could simplify that because they're both odd. You're right. I'm sorry. No, you could simplify that because they're both even. You're right. If I divide the top by 2 and the bottom by 2, I get 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom. Instead of saying equals D, though, I'm going to move the D to the left side. Baby. Is R all by itself? Now, what's in the way? 2/3. How is 2/3 in the way? Well, it's being added. How do I get rid of plus 2/3? Minus 2/3. Minus 2/3. Cross you out. You know what? What's 3/8 minus 2/3?
That would be about negative 0.2916.
Siri, you let me down. So what I have to do is I'm going to rewrite this up here. 3/8 minus 2/3. Now, are the denominators the same? No, they're not. How do I make them the same? Multiply that one by 3/3 and multiply that one by 8/8. Common denominators, boys and girls. That turns it into 9/24 minus 16/24. What's 9 minus 16? -7. Keep 24 the way it is. And instead of writing out equals R, I'm going to write out R equals. Let's try one more thing. Hey Siri, what's 3/8 minus 2/3 as a fraction?
The answer is about negative 0.2916.
Didn't help. So if you're struggling with fractions, you could probably find fraction software on the internet. So that's something that you might want to be on the lookout for. I know you could do fractions somewhere. There's websites everywhere, but I thought Siri might be able to do it for me, and I thought wrong. Oh, Siri. She should be Siri. Sorry. Speaking of that, I have another wacky problem, but it's not that bad. Is n all by itself? No. What's in the way? Minus 1.4. How do you get rid of a minus 1.4? You add 1.4. You add 1.4 and cross u out. And n drops down equals negative 6.3 plus 1.4 is negative 4.9. So these problems aren't like hard. They're just ugly. Ugly. Man, are they ugly. Lion King. Oh, cool. A video.
What's your function rule? Well, we're going to write a sentence using this sentence. Charlotte's age is 5 more than half of Virginia's age. Well, we have two people. We have Charlotte and we have Virginia. Charlotte's age is, so I'm going to put C for Charlotte. Is going to be an equal sign. 5 is 5. More than means add. Half is half of Virginia, which means half of Virginia. And we have ourselves a function rule. What I did is I took the key words. Charlotte made it C. Virginia made it V. Is always an equals. 5 is 5. More than means plus. And then half of is half. Simple.
Cool. Cool. Good job, everybody. Good job watching. Now, how am I going to apply writing out things here? I'm going to use specific words. A discounted concert ticket costs. So concert ticket costs means like something like T equals. So I'm going to write out T for ticket equals costs. 14.5 less than. Okay. Less than means you're taking away 14.5 or 14.50, same thing. Then the original price P. So it looks backwards because you would think, wait a minute, 14.5 less than P, shouldn't you have the 14.5 first? Nope, because you're taking 14.5 away from P. So you're subtracting 14.5. Oh, by the way, you paid $53 for that ticket. So all I have to do is erase that T there and replace it with 53. Write and solve an equation. Well, that's the equation that I just wrote out, so I did that part. Find the original price. All right, is P all by itself? No. What's in the way? Negative 14.50. How do I get rid of minus 14.50? Add 14.50, of course. Add 14.50, of course. That crosses out. P equals 67.50. Now, I'm not going to be like, oh, no, I have to flip it and I have to make it better. Ugh. No, I don't. I just have to find the original price. If I'm given a word problem, my answer should be words. So I will say the original price. That's supposed to say price. Is 67.50. So I will write out $67.50. The original price is $67.50. Hey, Shorty, it's your birthday. 50 Cent. He's a musician. I think he's alive still. Uh-oh, these problems are different, but they're easier in my opinion. Is X all by itself? No. What's in the way? 7. How is 7 attached to X? Well, it's being multiplied. So how do I get rid of it? Divide. I'm going to divide both sides by 7. Divide both sides by 7. You cross out. 35 divided by 7 is 5. Is x all by itself now? Sure is. Bingo, bango, bongo. Is n all by itself? No. What's in the way? Negative 0.8. How do I get rid of it? Well, it's being multiplied, so I'm going to divide negative 0.8. I'm going to divide negative 0.8, cross u out. 4 divided by a negative 0.8 is negative 5. Now, if you're looking at that and saying, how did Mr. Parrish know that? Well, Mr. Parrish is a genius. And again, these are the types of problems that you can run online and find an online calculator or use Siri or Google Who's a What's It, and that'll fix it for you. Notice that my n is on the right. I don't like that. That steams me. So I'm just going to flip it around. N equals a negative 5. All right. All right, gang. All right, gang. Good. 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 Is G all by itself? No. What is in the way? Negative 4.3. How is negative 4.3 in the way? It's being multiplied. How do I get rid of it? Divide negative 4.3 from both sides. Divide negative 4.3 from both sides. I don't know the answer to this, so let's consult Siri. Hey Siri, what's 25.8 divided by negative 4.3?
It's negative 6.
So simple. I actually didn't know that. Is W all by itself? No. What's in the way? Negative and an 8. But 8's being divided. How do I get rid of divided by 8? You multiply it, of course. And since this whole thing's negative, I want to throw the negative out there too. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 8. Multiply both sides by negative 8, and that cancels out. On the left, I have negative 8 times 6, which is negative 48. And on the right side, I have W. Oh no, W's on the right. I hate that. Boy, oh boy, am I upset. What should I do? Flip it. Now watch me flip. Now watch me flip it. Now watch me flip. Flip. Now watch me flip it. Watch me flip. Silento. Fun fact alert. Bing bong, bing bong. Fun fact alert. Fun fact alert. Instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. What the heck is a reciprocal? Well, a reciprocal is when you take a number and flip it. Flip it real good. So 2 over 3 becomes 3 over 2. And 3 over 4 becomes 4 over 3. And 1 over 8 becomes 8 over 1. And right now you're thinking, wait a minute, isn't 8 over 1 the same as 8? It sure is. Those of you who like rap music, my cousin made a song about this very thing. Maybe you saw it online. He's blowing up, you know. I'm not going to watch that here because it's embarrassing. So I have K. And is K all by itself? No. What's in the way? 9 over 10 is in the way, and it's being multiplied to K. Now, normally, if something's being multiplied to K, I divide it from both sides. But instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. Instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. Instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 9 over 10 is 10 over 9. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 10 over 9. That crosses that out. When you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. Now, what you need to do is you need to see if you can simplify these fractions. I can divide the top and the bottom by 6. So I'm going to do that. Divide the top by 6, divide the bottom by 6, because you can simplify this. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 18 divided by 6 is 3. And instead of writing out equals K, I'm going to bring that K to the left because I don't like my variable on the right. Not pretty, but not crazy either. Look on the right side. Look on the bright side. Look on the right side. Is P all by itself? No. What's in the way? 6 over 7. How is 6 over 7 in the way? It's being multiplied to P. So I guess what I could do is I could divide both sides by that fraction. But instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. Instead of dividing the fraction, multiply the reciprocal. Instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. Instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. Cross you out. If I have 7/16 and I multiply it by 2, I get 14/6. But it's negative. That equals P. Can I simplify that? Sure. I could divide both of these by 2. So I'm going to do it. So it's negative. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 6 divided by 2 is 3. I'm going to move the P to the left because that's where it should be. And that's my answer. I never said it would be easy. I just said it would be fun. You clean a community park for 6.5 hours. Looks like somebody's in trouble. You earn $42.25. How much do you earn per hour? Well, whenever you create an equation, your total should be one side of the equal sign. So my total is 42.25. I like totals. That's going to equal the fact that you work 5.6 hours and you earn a certain amount of money per hour. So let's put money for M. I need to find out how much money I make if I earn, or if I work 6.5 hours and I got that much money. Is M all by itself? No. What's in the way? 6.5. How do I get rid of the 6.5? Well, in this case, it's being multiplied to M. So the opposite of being multiplied to M is divide. So divide by 6.5. Divide by 6.5. Cross it out. And 42.25 divided by 6.5 is actually 6.5. So I get 6.5 is equal to M. Am I going to circle that? No. Because this is a word problem. And when I answer a word problem, I should answer as a sentence. So how much do you earn per hour? You earn 6.5. What does 6.5 mean in money terms? $6.05? No, 50 cents. $6.50 per hour. You make $6.50 cleaning up garbage. You need a new job. You need a new job. That's ridiculous. Do better. I believe that's that. Again, I go kind of fast in these live sessions. And then as we go over them the next couple days, I slow it down and we make life a little bit easier. But that's the wrap. That's it. So in order to wrap it up, we see a problem down here that says a gym teacher orders 42 tennis balls. The tennis balls come in packs of 3. So 3 per pack. 3 per pack. Which of the following equations represents the number of X packs? So if I'm going to say something like 3 per pack, like in the last problem, I worked 65 or 6.5 hours, and so I want to know how much I find per hour. When we saw that per, you see how I multiplied things? So when I see per again, I'm going to do multiplication. That's not it. Probably you. That's not it because you're division, and that's not it because nothing's attached. So it's going to be that guy. Okay, that's it.